we had habits 4, 5, and 6. Habit 4, think win-win. Habit 5, seek first to understand and to be understood. And habit 6, synergize. Yeah. So, first one, think win-win. Do you want me to just give like a summary of it? What I think it is?
Yeah.
So thinking win-win is when, like, if you want A and they want B, you like put them together and form C. So you both have like the two people in conflict both have an answer that they both like. So that way it's a win-win. You both get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Habit 5.
Okay,
Pretty
first,
self-
before you move on,
Okay.
what are the other options for habit 4? Like, of course, win-win. What else is there? What else would you possibly do? Why?
Just a second. Let me get back to you.
Get back to me. You're going to your notes or what?
Into the book.
Go to the book.
Listen, I'm being resourceful.
You are.
That's right.
Now, off the top of your head, anything else you can think of other than win-win?
Yeah.
Maybe like win-lose, lose-win.
Oh, yeah. Lose-lose, win-lose. Yep. Win-win. Win-win is better than win-win. Oh, wait, no. Win-win's better than win-lose or lose-lose, because if you both lose-lose, then that's bad. Both of you.
What's an example of lose-lose and what's an example of win-lose?
Good question, Anna.
Do you want like a specific example?
Yeah, just come up with one off the top of your head. Dad, can you think of one to get her started? Anything. Lose-lose, win-lose, lose-win, anything.
What
Oh,
about
no, I got one.
What would a compromise be?
A compromise is a lose-lose, because neither of you guys get fully what you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, if I want to eat goldfish and Walt wants to eat pretzels, and we can't decide, and we end up getting chips, then that's a compromise, and that's a lose-lose, because neither of us really got what we wanted.
Unless, of course, if you both actually wanted chips more than you wanted the goldfish or the pretzels, right?
Yeah, then it'd be a win-win, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Fair, okay.
A win-lose would be if I wanted goldfish and Walt wanted pretzels, and I got the goldfish, and we both shared the goldfish, but he didn't get pretzels.
Yep, so who would be in the win-lose part of that?
Well, I'd be winning because I got goldfish.
Yep.
And Walt would be losing because he didn't get his pretzels. And a win-win would be if we both got both of them.
Right? Or you found a third alternative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you both wanted chips more than any of them, because you guys synergized, habit 6.
Habit 6.
And maybe you guys seek first to understand, like, what do you like about the goldfish? I like the wonderful crunch and
best snack on the planet.
And the cheddar associated with it. What do you like about the pretzel? I like the saltiness. Maybe there's a chip like Ruffles cheddar chips that do both of those all at the same time. Oh my God.
Too big for you.
All right, so Kate, tell me. So You went through win-lose. What about lose-win?
That's the same thing as win-lose.
It just depends
Except
on
I
who's
lose,
winning.
and Walt wins. The pretzels. Yeah.
Right. So it just depends on whose perspective, right? So if you're doing lose-win, you're losing. You're allowing somebody else to win. You're kind of being a martyr, right? You're like, oh, step on me. Everybody else does. As long as you get what you want, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So all of them
Yes.
are suboptimal except for win-win. Or there's one other thing that's also optimal sometimes. What if you can't reach a win-win? There's no win-win. You can't do it.
Then would it be a compromise? No? I don't know.
It's no deal.
No deal.
No deal.
That'd be like a lose-lose, though, because nothing happens.
Well, it depends. It doesn't work perfectly for the example of the pretzel and the goldfish. But sometimes you can go into an agreement and say, hey, listen, if we can't make an agreement where both of us are really happy about the outcome, then we'll just agree before we even get started to just not do a deal. We don't have to do a deal. There's plenty of people out there that you can make an agreement with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Anna, can you ever think of an example where you were in a situation where it was win-win, no deal, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So when I rent houses, every single time they look at the website and they see it's something that they're interested in. So they put in an application because it would be a win for them to move into that house. And then I go ahead and look over their application and figure out if they're going to be a win for the business. So if it's not a win for me and a win for them, then it's a no deal. So if they don't like the house, nothing I do is going to get them in the house. If I don't like them, nothing they can do is going to let them be in the house. So it's either a win-win or it's a no deal. It's either a good deal for both of us. They get a nice house, I get a good tenant, or they can keep looking, and so can I.
Okay.
And none of us are losing necessarily. I don't think.
Yep, no, seems reasonable. So anytime there's multiple options of choices that you can make with different people, okay, like the no deal is a really good option a lot of times. To just have it on the table. That way people realize that they don't have to make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, Carrie, what else do you guys think about habit 4?
Nope.
Dad, are you there?
I'm here.
Anything else on habit 4 from you?
I can't hear you now.
Anything else on habit 4?
Oh,
Dad's indicating no.
Habit 5. Seek first to understand them to be understood. So that's just basically taking a walk in the other person's shoes. It talks about like listening. You have to like listen, and in order to be a good listener, you can't space out, do pretend listening, selective listening, word listening, or self-centered listening. You have to be in the present and stand in their shoes.
So how do you do that?
You carefully listen to the other person and try to understand as best as you can their point of view and what you would like best if you were in their shoes. Then you take a step back out of their shoes and then like realize your point of view and figure out how they can fit together. Or like how you can give them advice that helps them. Like what you would want to hear.
Can I add a couple comments?
Yeah.
This is Carrie, sorry.
Go for it.
I think Carolyn's 100% correct. And I might add to that, Carolyn, that one way to really understand somebody is to ask lots and lots of questions about whatever it is you're talking about, and sometimes just about them personally. Because I have found that if I show interest in the person as a person, even though we're talking about, say, I don't know, a rental property or pretzels and goldfish or whatever, then they are more apt to share information with me because they see that I'm genuinely interested. So I think that's something, and sometimes it's challenging. I find it can be very challenging to ask the right questions, particularly if the other party is not a talkative person. So you might have to get creative in asking open-ended questions, not just yes/no questions. At least that's just been my experience.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Gary, I think you're absolutely correct. Literally, that's one of the hardest things to do because usually people are listening with the intent to respond, not really the intent
Right.
to comprehend. You know, like, while they're talking, you're kind of formulating your response more than you are like really deeply kind of listening. I think it's a skill that like you don't really get taught how to listen. You know, like there's plenty of speaking, like training, stuff like that on like how to communicate, how to like talk, like for everything communication to go out of you, but not how to process on things that are actually coming in really all that well.
Absolutely, and I've caught myself plenty of times when I'm having a conversation with somebody and I don't ask the questions, or I forget at the end to say, well, let me just repeat what you said so I make sure I'm understanding, and you say it back to them. And when I forget to do that, sometimes it's okay if they say I want pretzels. That's a pretty easy thing. But I caught myself the other day at work. I was repeating something to this guy, and I thought, you know what? It's a good thing I remember to do this because I was completely wrong about what he was saying. So it is challenging, and you're right. You're 100% right. They teach us how to be articulate and how to choose your right words and all that kind of good stuff. But fail often to remind us that we've got two ears and one mouth.
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
I like the example he used for this one, like kind of being prescriptive without actually knowing the actual problem. Like giving somebody a pair of eyeglasses and say, like, this has worked for me for a long time. This should work great for you. You'll love this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of advice giving, and a lot of times, like, I don't know, the further and further I get along, and when I ask a lot of people for their input, 99% of the time, I'm not asking for advice at all. What I'm asking is their experience. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like not in the sense I don't like care what they have to say, but like if someone gives you advice and they tell you like you should do this, like that means you basically just interacted with a coach that's not very good. Because a good coach will never tell you what to do. They'll open doors for
Right.
you. They'll help you find it within yourself, but they'll never tell you what to do ever. Because in the event that just doesn't work for you, or you don't have enough information to see that like that's what you really should be doing. Not only that, you never know enough variables about someone to be truly prescriptive on like you should do this, like ever. You're just never in that position. Like it's always things you should consider, and like and it leaves the door open in the future. When they don't do that, they choose something else. They don't feel stupid being around you, where you're like, I know you still have that problem.
I
You
just,
didn't do what I told you to do.
yeah.
Like that's pretty, avoidable. Um, I think that seeking first to understand before being understood is a really tough thing to do, but it's super duper powerful when somebody feels completely kind of understood. Dad, can you think of any examples about this?
Not right off.
How about you, Anna?
I struggle with this. Every time I read the habits book, this is always one that I struggle with because I seem to um, I try to get my point across because a lot of times I'm going over rules or telling somebody something to do. Like, I need this house cleaned up. I need it done by Wednesday. This is what I want you to do, and I want to make sure they understand so that it gets done right. So a lot of my job is actually trying to make people understand, and so I don't flex my be understood or seek first to understand than to be understood muscle. So
Anna,
it's
how
always something that I go through, and I think I should work on more.
how can you flex that more, Anna? Like it may be a little tough, maybe from like somebody you're having do something, maybe, but like think of it through the lens of somebody who wants a house.
Now, say that again.
Like through the lens of somebody who may want to like buy a house, or I'm sorry, not buy a house. Well, maybe even buy a house. Like like for you, knowing your tenants well enough, knowing that you understand them well enough to know who actually might want to buy a house, like what their goals are, like what their fears are, what's holding them back from being able to buy their own house. Like
Yeah.
you may do this a whole lot better than what you give yourself credit for, because like you know where they work, you know how good their job is, you know if they could probably get financing for a house, you would know whether a house was something they want anyway. Like that's kind of all the
Yeah.
seeking to understand, because like you need to understand and know them real well. That way, whenever you like Dad and I ask, like, "Hey, we're thinking about selling a few houses. Who's already in a house that would want to actually buy the house that they're in?"
Yeah.
You already know that because you've already done the groundwork on seeking first to understand.
And that's good. I'm glad that like on my inspections, that was one of my goals was to space them out a lot more, so I had more time with each one. So I try to schedule them when the people are there and can be there, so I can actually talk to them. And number one, so that they can tell me the issues they're having with the house, because a lot of times they'll tell me things that they really don't think are big deals, and they may or may not be. But then also I get to talk with them at least twice a year to just say, hi, I'm your landlord. This is what my face looks like. You're my tenant. This is what you look like. And, let's have a relationship at least somewhat. Because when
I
you're
think
busy, neither one of them. So that sometimes is helpful, but then a lot of times I just feel like, oh, I'm busy this week, and even though I only have 4 inspections today, if I get them out of the way, I could do this, this, and that, instead of, spending that time with each one.
I think Anna, on like a personal like level, not like with your job or anything, you're pretty good at this habit. Like whenever I call you, you're good at this habit. Like whenever I seek advice from you,
Yeah.
either just like listen or can give experiences or whatever.
Huh?
So here's
And
a.
maybe go ahead, please.
I'm sorry. I noticed I utilize this a lot when it comes to sales and marketing. Okay, and I know that's a business term, but basically, like, no matter what you're doing in life, like like there's only two things that actually run business and kind of run life: innovation and money. Those are the only two things, right? You're innovating, you're trying something new, you're growing as a person, and you're marketing yourself, right? Whether you're,
Yeah.
like, you're in a relationship and you're constantly finding new things to do that are fun, and you're marketing yourself to constantly be improving yourself for, well, for in my case, for Jenny, right? So, like, like, it doesn't matter if it's a personal relationship, it doesn't matter like what it is all the same thing, right? So this to me works a ton when it comes to marketing. Say, for example, the guy I was telling you about last night, or the guy I met last night from I Got Junk, right? Multi-billion-dollar
Mm-hmm.
company, right? When he mentioned at the table that, like, he was looking for an accountability partner and you're in a group of entrepreneurs and his time is usually worth about $5,000 an hour for them to get coaching or whatever, they jumped on him like a pack of vultures, right? Why did he want to go ahead and pair up with me? I was the only one that actually asked him, so what do you want out of an accountability partner? Like, what are you looking for? Like, help me understand what it is exactly you want out of an accountability partner. I don't know, like, what exactly you want. You want daily? All right. What do you want the format to be? Okay. Like, we went through in detail all the stuff he wanted before I ever told him anything about his stuff. I was the only one that actually asked what he wanted. Everybody else was like giving their pitch, their value proposition. I can do it with you every day. It'll be easy. Like, we can do that. Like, blah 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 blah. Like, what did he want? He wanted something high stakes. So if he didn't actually do his goal, he wanted to be like, listen, if I don't create my goal, then literally I'm gonna, contribute $100,000 to your foundation. And
Yeah.
if you don't reach your goal, I want this to be high stakes. So I want, like, like, that's one thing I wanted. Nobody else even asked him if that he wanted that. All right, you want that? I, I can make that happen. Okay, But, like, I was asking him first, as opposed to everyone else who was kind of just telling them, like, what they would actually do for him, right? He didn't want that.
So how does that fit into marketing or innovation?
It's a lot of it has to do with listening to your customers. So somebody walks into your office and, hey, listen, I'm looking for a house. Oh yeah, what kind of house you looking for? Well, got two kids. I'm gonna need to have, like, at least three bedrooms for us. Really awesome. Okay, so where are you from? Where did you live before? Where do you work? Like, all you're doing is gathering information and fully understanding their thing. Cool. Do you want to live in the country or in town? Like, where are you looking? Like, I don't have maybe a perfect place for you right now, but I know in 2 months I may have a perfect place for you, because from what it sounds like you're wanting, and then you go through what it is that they want. Like, from my understanding, you're an awesome, like, person that works at this place. You're, like, you're moving up the ranks. You're going to eventually want to buy a house. So you're probably going to want to get into a house that you're probably eventually going to want to buy. So, like, I would want to match you up with a house that you really, really liked right at the beginning, and we do it kind of with the, option of you probably maybe buying it in a few years, because you mentioned that was important to you. You know?
I used
Yeah.
I used that technique, like, of asking people about themselves this past week at camp, and I think that's one of the reasons I got so close with everyone, is just
Yes.
asking about them and, like, learned so much about them.
100%. 100%, K. Straight out of, like, Win Friends and Influence People, right? Like, where people love to talk about themselves, right?
Yeah, I didn't read that book.
It's kind of a cookbook
Yep,
for that kind of thing. But, like, it's the same
I
kind of
did know that.
You know, like they love talking about themselves. They love, you know, like plus you'll know a lot more about them. You'll know whether you want to hang out with them or not.
Yeah.
Good.
You okay there, Kay?
I'm good.
All right. All right. So, Dad,
Next one. Are
anything
we
else?
done with this one?
Anything else for Habit 5? Anybody?
I just had an experience somewhat like that because we just had our 50th class reunion. And I saw people there that we hadn't seen for up to 50 years. One guy we have literally not seen. He graduated. And then there was a lot of them that was 25 years and less than that even. But I did a lot of asking them, you know, what have you been doing? What do you plan on continuing to do? And like Fritz said, they like to talk about themselves. And like Carrie said, you know, we've got 2 ears and only one mouth. We need to listen. And there's no better thing to do than to ask people, tell me about, you know, what have you been doing, you know? Tell me about your children, your grandkids, you know, your hobbies.
Yeah.
You know. And it really
also-
does, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
It really does help you to understand them better. So that, you know, when you talk to them, you know exactly what they want to talk about. You know, because if they don't talk about their children and their grandkids so much, you know, that's not something they're interested in. You know. So it's always a very, very good thing to do is to listen twice and talk once. So go ahead.
I was just gonna add to that if you like ask people about themselves, you learn more about things that you might not have known about before too. Like a couple of the guys played rugby, and I have no idea what rugby is, so like I just asked them lots of questions about rugby. So I learned a little bit about rugby, which was interesting.
And you'll see later, Kay, that those guys will be like, I like her. She's cool. And they'll have no idea why they even like you. They may know nothing about you, other than the fact that you just ask a lot of questions about them.
I'm a good question asker.
That's an extreme skill. Okay, like literally, like one of the huge takeaways from this last week, like when you're managing, leading anything with teams, is
Mhm.
just asking the right questions. Just asking questions. Don't provide a lot of. You don't have to even know the answers at all. Like intense curiosity.
Oh yeah, Dad. It's so funny. Sometimes Dad will go up to people and ask them a question about something he already knows the answer to. Like he already knows everything about the answer, but just to like start a conversation, he just asks them the question. It's funny.
Completely.
All right. Anything else on this habit?
Let's go to 6.
Nope.
Synergize. 1 + 1 = 3.
Huh?
When have you seen this happen?
Teamwork. Yes?
Yes. Depending on the team, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And people when people use their strengths and other people's strengths to come together. So like my weaknesses are your strengths, then you and your weaknesses are my strengths, then we just like teamwork and boom. I just got it.
That just happened.
What just happened? Boom.
Good work, Kay. Hey, absolutely. Completely.
Thanks. And diversity, using everyone's diversity to your advantages to your advantage.
Yep. 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 So
Everyone is so special.
how do you promote that? How do you make it to where people can feel synergistic? You know?
Well, first I think that you'd have to learn a bit about them and learn what they're good at, and then give them stuff to do that they're good at. That way they accomplish lots of things, doing what they like to do that they're good at. You know, I was thinking, why is habit 5 after habit 4? Because I think you'd have to seek first to understand how to win-win. Because part of win-winning is like understanding the other person's viewpoint.
That's a really good question.
Dad, Carrie, what do you think?
I don't know why the order would be that way, but I can think that I think I take that back. I do have a thought. I think that if you go into every situation, regardless of whether or not you know the person, thinking about how you can make every interaction be a positive interaction or a win-win interaction with the other person, then you just create an environment or create a situation that enables you to understand and enables them to understand you. I think if you don't have that attitude going into it and you walk into a situation, you're like, you know what, I'm going to tell them what for, and this is how we're doing it, and blah, 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 and then I think they may not want you to understand. They may not want to talk to you, and they may not want to understand you. So I think having an attitude to begin with of, having a win-win attitude enables the other steps.
I 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, okay, if you notice kind of like how Stephen presents this, like say that you're actually like, because okay, so when we talk about these, I'll bring up a different image. Like when we talk about this, you have the public victory, private victory, right? So the first three are private victories, right? They have to do with being proactive, knowing that if you're you're responsible for your own response. You decide. Then you begin with the end in mind. And then once you know your endpoint, you put first things first to get there. All those things are internal. They happen for just you. That's it. Doesn't involve really anyone else. That's completely you. The 4, 5, and 6 are all the external or public. You're dealing with a different person now. So when Stephen has a person involved in kind of the interaction, the first thing he'll say to them is like, hey, listen, before we get started, I want you to know that like I believe in win-win relationships are just no deal. Like if we can't both benefit from our interaction together, then I don't want to, just like what Carrie's saying, like we don't need to even proceed forward unless this is a positive thing for both of us. If it's not positive, I don't even want to do it. So in order for us to do that, what I would like to do is I would like for you to tell me everything about you, about your situation, about what you want. I'm going to restate it to the best of my abilities. And then once you feel satisfied that I understand your position, then I'd like for you to be able to listen to what I have to say. And then kind of what I need. And then we can become synergistic, right? Then we can synergize on the very best solution that we can possibly come up with. Because we're both coming from a win-win type place. We're both listening to one another. And then perhaps we come up with even a third alternative where it's better than my way, your way. Either one of us are our ways, like we have an even better way to go about everything we do. That makes sense a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
think that's how he kind of likes to structure kind of what he says. So it helps
Okay.
me kind of remember the order a little bit more when he kind of goes through it in that manner. And I think when you lay that out for somebody like that, it makes it real straightforward, real easy. Like, for example, whenever there's somebody who isn't performing well on our team, I'll have this conversation with them a lot of times. Like, where we go into it win-win or no deal. Listen, because like some people like firing, oh my God, there's like nothing worse in the absolute world than firing someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Worst thing ever, can't do it because they won't do it. Literally, like they're holding the person back because like the person is much better somewhere else because they know that they're probably underperforming. They're not happy. Anyway, they know
Yeah.
they're performing. They're not having a good time. You're just too much of a not you, but like the person who won't fire them is just too much of a coward to actually like fire them. That's why they're not fired yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like so everybody's suffering. It's complete lose-lose at that point. Everybody's losing. So like when we go into those conversations, I'll set it out just like that to where like, hey, listen, I want to set up a win-win performance agreement with you, and we'll find a place for you, like kind of on and within the team. Um, if we need to, like we know your skill set, we like like everything there is working fine. We probably just don't have you in the right position right now. So let's talk about what you're doing right now, what's working, what's not working, where your skills are, where you think you fit best on the team. We can try that. If that doesn't seem to work out and it doesn't seem to be happening, then what I want to do is I want to make sure that we get you on a team where your skills will be better utilized. That's a nice way of saying you're fired, but that's exactly what you're saying. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind, considerate way of actually doing that. You know, and then you're going through the exact same steps, everything exactly the same. Like, tell me from your point of view, what's going on? How's everything going? Have we not given you the resources you need? Have we not made it clear what it is you need to do? Like, what exactly is not working? How can we fix those things? That kind of, and you see what I mean? Like, you go through the exact same 4, 5, 6.
Diagnose the problem.
Yeah, you're diagnosing it.
Yeah.
Like this is their side. Okay, now once I can restate that, then I'm like, all right, listen, this is what we need done, and that should be really easy because we already have a lot of parameters in place that like have already made it pretty clear, unless I've done a pretty bad job, which I do sometimes, on like what exactly we want them to actually be doing. If not, like that's the time to get real clear on what needs to be done, and then you're like, this is what I need you to do, and like if there's just like, listen, I don't like doing that. All right, cool. You like doing something else better. Like it's okay if you like doing something else better. But if you don't, then we move on to something else. Sorry, it was a little bit of a tangent on that, on kind of the application of 4, 5, and 6. But hopefully that makes a little bit of sense on how you can apply like all three of them all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
going win-win. You're going right through the seeking first to understand the other person and then synergize. And that could be at the very end, hopefully at the end, regardless, it'll be a win-win or a no deal. And that's something that a lot of people would view as being something very negative, right? Like that conversation, nobody wants to have. Well, most people don't want to have,
Right.
right? Who wants to have that conversation, Okay, what are you doing? Oh dear.
Have you ever seen like the Minute to Win It with the Oreo? And you like put the Oreo right here on someone's head, and you like they have to use their face to get it down in their mouth.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing that with my bracelet right now.
Oh dear. Okay. Okay.
Listen, I'm listening. It's active listening.
Oh dear.
Multitasking.
I have to do it because like I have to do something. Because whenever people just sit there and talk like my teachers, I always zone out. So if I'm doing this, then I can listen, as long as I'm doing something.
Did you listen to the
Yeah, that's
Doodlers Unite video that was on
Uh,
2 weeks ago? I think you weren't on that call.
oh, yeah,
Wait,
I listened to it. I meant to watch it again, and I forgot.
you,
But I did watch it.
you should. You should doodle a lot more.
I should watch it again.
You should bring out your doodle
Yeah.
pad. I say that actually helps quite a bit. Cool. Anybody else for these? 4, 5, 6.
It does help. I'm doodling right now.
Dad?
I don't have anything else.
Dad, can you hear us? Are you there?
Yes, I heard you now. I heard you now. No, I haven't got anything.
Okay. Anna, anything else? We can go to
no,
accountability.
that sounds really good.
All right, accountabilities. Anna, bottle of water 7 times. Jim twice.
Yes. Oh.
Huh?
Ah, all I heard was an O.
Wendy.
So I did do my water. I did not do the gym twice.
Uh-oh.
I remember what it was. We had the fair this week, and so all my extra time went trying to get ready for a Michigan trip, and we went to the fair twice. So
How's the fair?
the Salem Fair is really cool. It was like a miniature, Jackson County Fair. So it had all the different things. There were just less of each one. So I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I liked it a lot.
So, Anna,
Yeah.
accountability-wise, did you not know that there was a fair this week?
No, I'd forgotten about it.
All right, what do you want your accountability to do next week?
Can't really go to the gym because I'm going to be in Michigan.
You could run on the beach.
Let's do that. I'm going to run on the beach twice.
And Kay can keep you accountable. She can do it with you.
So, accountability partner. I got to see that beach-ready body of KK.
All right, what else, Anna? Anything else?
That and my water.
All right.
7 times?
Oh, a bottle every day, which is my 66 or my 33 ounce.
Okay.
All right, Dad, elliptical 4 times. Stretching and weights 4 times.
I did it 3. I will get it this week, I'm pretty sure.
Boy, DJ gets a bonus then, huh?
Well, if DJ did hers, I will strongly consider it.
Where is she?
She's right here listening. She's so shy that she doesn't want to, be put on the hot seat.
Deej doesn't want to pick up a 20 bucks? All right.
I'll pick it up.
You got to
I'll
get
pick
on
it up.
screen to pick up 20 bucks, Deej. Just how it works. Come on now. So you're going to do what this week, Dad? You're going to do 4 and 4 again? Is that the
I'll get those 4, the stretching and the weights. I probably did those at least 4 times this week, but the elliptical I didn't. Now I get on the shake and bake too, but that still doesn't count for the elliptical. The elliptical is the one that I really need to concentrate more on.
Okay.
Hey, D, hey, don't you think I need to get on the shake and bake?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Well, I like it, and so does Eunice. We get on that, and we both like it. So.
Okay, so elliptical 4 times and stretching and weight 4 times?
Yep. We'll get it this week.
All right, where's DJ?
She left the room. She was embarrassed.
Oh, did she
Okay,
hit
can
her
I be
goal last week?
can I be your
She needs an accountability person. Okay,
I'll do it. Can
somebody.
I also be your accountability person?
Well, you're trying to get money? Is that the deal?
No. I just like helping people.
Oh,
Grandpa, think of it like this. It's a win-win for both of us.
That's
that's
right.
right. I'm all for it.
And Kay,
All
did I
right.
tell you, like, literally, like, that guy makes $5,000 an hour. An hour doing coaching and accountability for people.
All right, Grandpa. I'm gonna charge. I'll give you a break. I'll just charge you $5,000 a day to do accountability. Not even an hour. That's 24 hours for $5,000. Listen, this is a really
What a
good
deal.
It's gonna be a tough one to.
Gary, tell me,
Dad, you like a good deal.
part of that action?
What's that, Dad?
Gary?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Dad, you got to repeat.
I do.
Sound, I guess.
Dad, we can hear you. If you
I didn't hear that what you guys were saying there. I cut out.
I know. We've asked him to repeat it 3 times now. He still hasn't done it.
All right.
Dad,
Never
just
mind.
repeat yourself. Caroline, can you ask him just
Okay.
to
Grandpa? Grandpa? Can you hear me?
I think his audio is no good.
Okay.
Maybe we can get him hooked up with a good old-fashioned phone.
Got your back. Got your back now. Got your back.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, you were saying something,
Right.
Carrie? We couldn't hear.
I asked Carrie if she wanted part of that action. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
you want to hire Kay for $5,000 a day, huh?
I'm telling you.
I think you're getting a great deal.
It's a great deal, Dad. Great deal. You're going to keep her busy. Every day she'll be working for you. I think you're going to book up her calendar.
Right. Right.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I saw Dina there. Dina, work out 5 times. Dad, I think we just need you on a phone. You're starting to go out for us.
I do that.
Okay.
All right. So,
Very good.
fine.
Go
Food
to the next
journaling
one.
week. Yes. Food journaling done. And that's a pain in the butt. I'll tell you.
Right. Yes.
I'll do
What
this.
are you doing this week?
I'll do the same this week. That's tough to do. Excuse me.
What did you find with your food journaling? Anything new and exciting?
I find that when I do it, I eat a lot less crap. Because I know that, like, I'm doing it with Jared. He's my accountability partner for the food journal. So, like, I'll know that I gotta tell him what I'm doing. And I don't know how I justify eating a whole bag of Doritos. Like, it's a hard thing to justify afterwards when he's like, so what was going on that you ate a whole bag of Doritos? And I
You
just,
have to make up like a long story. Like that baby bird that you boxed us today.
yeah.
You could just tell him like, well, I saw this baby bird, and I started thinking about how if I helped it,
Well,
it would
see,
probably die because its mom wouldn't come back, and I just got so sad I had to eat a whole bag of Doritos to get over it.
I think that's more of a female thing than a male thing, Kay.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
I mean, like, if I had my accountability partner, if Jared was a girl, or you know, like, if we understood and gave each other slack for that kind of stuff, then you're probably right.
That
You're
would
right.
be a very good
There's a lot of emotional
accountability
component
partner.
behind eating, especially if you like get kind of outside of where you want to be eating. It's usually an emotional component like that. Kay, you're exactly right. You're 100% correct. So like sometimes like figuring out the triggers. So So like for me, travel is a trigger a lot of times. Like when I travel, like my food just kind of like I just start eating crap. So I'm hungry, I'm bored,
Yeah.
I'm in between things. I'm gonna be on a flight. I got delayed. Jesus. So I usually like just eat like crap. So I know that's a trigger. So I try to kind of set things up so it becomes less problematic.
It's also easy. I know. I mean, I haven't done that much traveling, obviously, but when I go away to like camps or whatever, like at least packing my lunch, I always put in healthy food. So then, if I'm hungry, that's all I have to eat. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
if I'm really not hungry, then I just don't eat. Okay. Carrie, what are your goals?
Yes. I really just have one goal for this week that I need to accomplish, and that is I have a business decision I have to make, and there's a couple pieces of information that I'm waiting on before I can go ahead with that, but I will have it this week. But I need to just get over this decision, make the decision, and go forward from here. So that's all I'm focusing on this week. Very
Okay.
simple, but not easy.
Yep. Main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing, right?
Amen. Yep.
You have one thing to do, just do it. That's
Yep.
sometimes the hardest. The hardest is deciding. Like
Yeah.
like just making an actual decision and just being like done with it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I usually with most decisions I do not have a problem, but when it comes to things where you're just like, you're when the future is very uncertain with a large or I don't know how to explain it. With a critical decision, it's just more complicated, and so I hem and haw a little bit more, but I'll get over myself by the end of the week.
It's tough. Like it comes from even in here. I just looked it up. Like the word decide comes from the Latin root of to like excise, like to cut off all other options.
Yes.
It's that whole paradox of choice. Like when you have choices too long, it leads to
Yes.
more and more indecision, longer and longer, and it can be so detrimental. Sometimes more.
It is. It really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an emotional drain.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm stoked to hear about it next week. This is going to be awesome. Good.
Yeah, I'm stoked to hear about it myself.
I've done it!
Good work, Kay. Good. We're good. We're all.
I take it you succeeded with the Oreo there, huh?
Yeah. She really did. Good job, Kay.
Excellent.
And Kay, what about you for next week?
Next week I'm gonna work out 3 times.
Twice on the beach with Anna.
Yep. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
All
I
right.
wanted to run on the beach so bad, like at Ocean Isle, but yeah.
Well, now we will.
Yep. Yay.
All right. Excellent. Prize time. Who wants to start? Dad?
What are we doing
Probably.
next?
Well, we're up to habit 7. Do you want to do habit 7?
Sure.
Okay.
You can do habit 7 like a recap of the other habits.
Okay.
That seems like the most reasonable type thing, unless somebody has something that they really, 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 really want to slip in instead.
Yeah.
Nope, sounds good to me.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
Dad, he dropped off. Grandpa's kaput. Kay, I know you like time. And Anna?
I haven't really thought about it.
I need to get on the phone call.
Oh,
But I can try.
you don't even need to think. Here, I'll give you some time. I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. Kay, you're the kind of person that will delegate to me to put out this email for an iLive call. That's pretty awesome. I really appreciate the fact that you're the kind of person that would be responsible enough to delegate that out and say that you weren't going to have access and that you needed somebody to help with that. That's being very resourceful. Excellent work. Good job. Really amazing. Dad, you're the kind of guy that I'll
I'm
ask.
here.
Yeah, I know you're back again. We got you. So, um, you're the kind of guy that I can ask to find some videos for this week, and you have them done and you send them over to us with plenty of time for us to have the call stuff out. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for always being very dependable and reliable. And thank you also for being so courageous. I used you as an example for all of the entrepreneurs this last week. Whenever I got up to kind of speak with everybody, I talked a good amount about you. So they all know about you already now. Um, you have a lot of good examples that you give to a lot of people that you don't even know about. Ah, ah, ah. Anna, Anna, you're the kind of person that'll get everything in line and do a tremendous amount of work this last week to get everything ready to be able to hang out and enjoy the beach this next week. You also share kind of a lot of responsibility with Cave, where you really do a lot of stuff. You do a tremendous amount of work, and you take on a lot of responsibility, and you will really you took on Serena without even really knowing anything about her at all. Like I just kind of told you a little bit, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have her drive my car down there. Can you just like here's a Nepalese
Yep.
refugee, hang out,
I put her to work.
and then I just put her to work. Like
I did.
how awesome. Like thank you for being the kind of person that'll do that. That'll allow me to be able to kind of like just play out a little experiment in my head of that being able to work. So thanks. Carrie, you're the kind of person that has a lot of courage as well, willing to make a tough decision and put an actual like timestamp date on it. That's a tough thing to do. Like I am really the right word, but pretty I'm, I'm stoked that you're going to be able to.
Inspired, impressed.
Yeah, I'm inspired by that. Like that's really cool. Like it's tough. A lot of people will just like, including me, will kind of continue to kind of like I can get a little more information. I don't really need to make that decision quite yet. Like I don't need to do that
Yeah.
yet. But like every time I do, God, I feel so much better right afterwards. So like literally like good for you for like publicly, like gonna make a decision on that and we'll be done. Good for you. Strong work.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm the kind of guy who I'm really looking forward to kind of sharing with you guys in the future about my new accountability partner.
Woo.
Right.
That'll be awesome.
Right.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
I can go next. Jack, you're the type of person that when we have a very big mess, literally, you are willing to jump in there and get it cleaned up immediately, and recruit Dina and get that house all cleaned up just as soon as it can be, and I really appreciate that. Fritz, you're the type of person who doesn't give advice but gives opportunities, and kind of doesn't always fix the problem, but gives people the resources to fix their own problem. And that's just a really good example of empowering people. And that's the kind of person you are. Kay, you are the type of person who really saw the benefit of seeking first to understand and asking good questions and making really good friends, and that's such a really powerful quality that is important in everybody, but especially good leaders. And you're just so far on your way to being a great leader. And I'm so glad that you employed that this last week to understand people and make new friends and really come out with a lot of positive aspects from your week. Carrie, you're the type of person who gives very helpful examples when we're on these calls. I really appreciate you being on here because you have a way of thinking that challenges me, and like the way you answer questions and you give examples or ideas. That's really helpful to me. And then I'm the type of person that continues to seek first to understand, especially with family, and has jotted down some notes to improve myself, seeking first to understand at work as well. So constant, never-ending improvement.
Excellent.
Boom.
I'll go ahead
Okay,
because I've got
Carolyn,
to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead. I need to hop off the call. My kids are going to go crazy here in a minute. But who do we have left on the call? It's hard for me to see on my phone here. Is everybody still here?
Yep. Everyone's
Yeah.
here.
Okay, good. Carolyn, you're the kind of person who has got a contagious personality that is just, without even seeing you tonight on the call, you've really been, upbeat and optimistic and fun, and I think that's an enviable trait, just to have that contagious personality. So that's really awesome. I need a little bit of that today. Fritz, you are a fantastic leader. You're the kind of person that really wants to get out there and help people regardless of where they're at in their personal journey or their business journey, and I think that's fantastic. It really helps me to see how you view different conversations, different perspectives. The call tonight was great. Anna, I really just appreciate I know you talked about examples before, but you're the kind of person who just really kind of digs into the detail and can really give a good perspective on like some of the things that we were talking about tonight and help others to understand. So I think you really do a good job at embodying number 5 here tonight. And I really appreciate that, because sometimes it's hard to think, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me, and then you gave an example or two tonight where I thought, oh, hey, I can take something away from that. And John, I really appreciate your perspective, your leadership, your ability to make sure everybody on this call, and I'm assuming that this goes outside of the call as well, to include people and to make sure that they feel heard and that they're important. I think you're just that kind of person who wants to make sure that people feel valued, and I think that's awesome. And I'm the kind of person who is going to be very decisive this week.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I usually am. I need to hone my skills. I need to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to feel good about it. And I appreciate all of you just being here tonight on the call.
Sweet. Carrie, let us know if there's anything we can do to help support you. This would be great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to hop off the call because my kids are going to go crazy, but I look forward to talking to you all next week.
All right, awesome.
Okay, we'll see you, Carrie.
Right.
Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, K-Bomb.
Okay. Anna, you are an amazing aunt who is constantly improving in your personal, mental, and work life atmosphere area. Grandpa, you're the type of person who's interested in your well-being by consistently giving yourself goals to work out and improving on meeting those goals every week. Fritz, you're the type of person who is definitely a leader and takes initiative on things that need to be done. And I'm the type of person who knows the value of friendships with diverse groups of people.
Yes.
Yes, you are, Kay.
Kay, you're the type of person that can go into a nerdy situation, as you called last week, and come out smelling like a rose, saying it was one of your most exciting weeks and met some fabulous people, and it's all because you made it happen. You know, DJ and I were having a conversation earlier about this, and it's basically what you do to make your life the way it is, and you make your life very good. Anna, you're the type of person that is helping us get this operation going, and you're picking out people to help you to where that's going to help them feel more important and everything and more useful, and that's a very, very important situation. Fritz, you're the type of person that constantly empowers us and tries to help us reach our goals, and we appreciate that immensely.
Yes.
And I'm the type of person that takes the credit for getting things done when actually it's been Dina and DJ that gets it all done, but I take the credit for it. So it's all Dina and DJ. Without them, nothing would have happened on this house, and that's an understatement.
That's true, but you were right
And
there at the very beginning.
And I'll take the credit for every bit of it. That's the type of person I am.
I am. We know who actually does the dirt.
Good work, Dan. I'm glad you're good at taking credit.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Jenny's good at. Jenny, look at her. She's such a busybody. She's always running around. Look at her. It's tough to keep up with her.
And Jenny, you're the type of person that just helps me immensely. Thank you so much for the contact lens situation. I couldn't even figure out how to get them ordered.
Milk.
You know, and the milk. And one of these days, whenever we get with you, I want you to show us how to feed Uni, because I'm tired of this bottle situation.
She can have milk. Full milk.
Ow.
More milk, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Kay, did you have the birthday girl on there? Was that the birthday girl, huh?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Happy birthday.
Yeah. She's gone now.
Oh, come on.
I'll get her. Sally! Come here. Look.
Hey. You need to be sung to again, don't you? Good. Hello. Anna, are you going to be singing?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Sally, the birthday girl. Yay!
Nice.
Happy birthday, Sally.
She's speechless.
Are you speechless?
Sally, stop!
You turn my head right round, like a record
Oh,
tape. Right round, round, round. All right.